Hello folks, no frills today, let's jump right in. I realized that the way we export our map from our level generator, we don't actually save any of the data. Like we don't have the width or the length of our map, we don't have the position of the obstacles, and that's going to be really useful data when we want to do things like drops or power-ups or spawning enemy locations and stuff. So we're going to make one final little cleanup episode here for our level generator. So we'll go back to the under level generator. Let's open up our level generator script. Also note I have upgraded to Godot 3.3, which you probably already have, especially if you're from the future and using some future version. Let's just generate, make sure we don't get any errors. The first time I did this I did get some errors and I just cleared them and saved and did it again and they all seemed to go away, so that seemed to be some sort of 3.3 update figuring itself out. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to rename this node that's called map, because really this is not our map. This is actually our level generator. And it's called our level generator scene and script, so let's change that node to prevent confusion. We have a lot of things that are called level and map, and so we'll try and clarify some of those things now that we basically have the main workings down. So if we're going to be saving some data in the navigation node, it'll probably be easier for us to have a template with a script that we can load in our level generator. So let's do that. Let's go to create a new scene, and the root node is going to be a navigation node. Let's save this, Control S here, and I'm going to save it in the level directory, level generator, and let's call it NavigationMap, because this really, it has our navigation, it has the map, it also has the nav mesh and everything else, so NavigationMap is what we'll call this from now on. And let's give it a script. It should show up next to its scene, which is good. And we'll give it a class name, NavigationMap, as well. Okay, so back in our level generator now, in the script, at the top here, we could export this variable and drop our level generator into the inspector. However, I kept coming up with errors. I couldn't actually do it that way. So I'll just show you the way that seemed to work fine. Our level is not going to be a navigation node anymore. It's going to be a navigation map. That's our extension of the level, and you can see all sorts of things are going to break there just saving that. And the first one is where we create the level. Down here we generate the map and we add level. So here, level, this is going to be a problem because level needs to be a navigation map node. And if I save that, I think we lose all our errors. So if we want our navigation map node to have some data, then we're going to have to move some of this useful data over to the navigation map script. So all three of these things, let's move over. Map chords array, obstacle map, and map center. So I'm going to Control X those. I'm going to go over into the navigation map script and I'll add them here. That's going to break all sorts of stuff. First thing is the chord class doesn't exist in our navigation map. And let's move it over there. That's actually going to be more useful over there because as we continue working on our game, that chord class is going to be helpful. So it'd be nice to have access to it. We'll paste that in there. So this script seems to be okay. We'll go back to the level generator and we'll start cleaning up. Now, for example, here on line 71, map center no longer exists because map center is now under the navigation map. So let's replace all those. I'm going to highlight it, hit Control R for replace, and we're going to replace that with level.mapcenter. Make sure I type that right. I got a new keyboard, so my fingers are all confused here. And just to be safe, I'm going to step through each of them. So let's replace that one. And we, what happened there? It just replaced that one. Where's the next one? Okay, we don't need that one. That one, yes, let's replace. It's not really scrolling for me. I want to see update map center. Nope, that's a method. We don't need that. This one. Nope. Control Z that one. Any more? That one, yes, replace. Looks like we got them all. Okay, so now we have the problem with chord. So anywhere chord shows up here, we now need to reference it through the navigation map class, so we'll change it to NavigationMap.chord. So let's find the next one here. There it is. We'll replace that. What just happened? That was the wrong one again. It doesn't highlight them very. Map chords. No. Okay, so capital C. Let's do match case. So we're only doing these ones. So if I hit replace, that one better change for me. There we go. Okay, next one. Yep. So this is a type hint here, but we don't want. There we go. Next one. Are we done? That one. Just be careful or you'll end up with NavigationMap.NavigationMap.NavigationMap chord if you keep doing it. So just click through here and make sure they've all been changed where we want them. Yes. Okay. Next one, map chords array. So same thing. Let's turn that into a level dot map chords array. We don't need that. That's the method. This one, the shuffle we do. So we'll replace that. That's a commented print statement, but we'll replace that. Map chords array, that one. That one has already been done. See, if I replace this one, oh geez, I just messed something up probably. And yeah, it doesn't tell you very well which one it's talking about. Like, look, all these things are highlighted. I don't want fill.level.mapChordsArray. So we don't want that. Okay, can you just, clearly it's that one. Let's replace that. Good. Now which one are you on? Nope. 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 Already did. Are we good? Nope. We want that one right there. That's the red one. All right. You can tell we got them all because the error is now talking about a different problem. So let's go to the obstacle map and same thing. Okay, where are we here? This one? What do you think it's going to replace? Probably that one. I think it's that one. Replace. Yes. That one. Yes. 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 Not clear to me. I accidentally replaced that one. That was a mistake. You're going to have to track your errors there if you do something like that. Okay. Yes. Place. That's the function. Place. Good. Errors are gone. Okay. Let's control S here. We can clear that. So if I control S here, we have a problem now where we're trying to set the map center. So that's on line 71. Just going to minimize that and we'll go back up to 71. Here. So the problem is when we're trying to update the map center doesn't actually exist at this point because we've just changed the width or the depth and we haven't actually generated the level yet, which is where this actual navigation node gets created, which is what's stored in this level variable. So instead of updating the map center every time we change the size, instead what we'll do is we'll update the map center when we create the level itself because we don't need it before that. So after we add the level, we'll just update the map center. Okay, let's control S here, clear that. Looks like we cleared up any errors. Let's make sure we can still generate levels. Change the seed a little bit. That looks, oh, see this error here? I think this is the error I got at one point when I updated to 3.3, and I don't think we'll see that again. That's my hope. So let's, no, it's coming back. This is not in GDScript. This isn't something else. Okay, so let's just delete this navigation node here. Start again from scratch. And generate a level. Good. Errors. Change a few seeds. Okay, let's make this like a 7 by 5. Generate it. Good. Remember, anytime you want to save it, click Navigation Mesh. You got to bake it. And then we can save it. So let's go to generated levels. We have level 1, level 2. Sure, let's try making a level 3. No errors. Looks like it worked. Okay. One other piece of info that would be nice to have is the map width and depth. So let's go to the navigation map script here, which is the same as this one, right? And we'll add map width and map depth. I guess we could just call them width and depth at this point, but that's fine. We just want to have the info here. Let's go back here, and maybe when we go to save the level, we'll just add that info. So where's that weird function our fake button, set save level. So before we save the resource, and in fact, let's do it before we pack the scene. I don't know if that matters, but let's just do it here. We'll go level dot map depth. And you know, if you're not getting these autocompletes popped up, then you might have a problem going on. And we're just going to set this to the map depth. The map depth. The map depth as it is in here, right here, in our level generator. We're just transferring it over before we save, so we still have access to that data. Well, I'm clicking around too much. Level generator. Here we go. Level.mapDepth and level.map width equals map width. Good. Okay, let's see if we actually have access to this data when we save it. So I want to delete these levels, but before I do, I'm going to go back to our actual level here, and before I delete these levels and add them to this level, I want to, oh my gosh, see, so many things are called level. So first off, let's rename this. This isn't actually the level. This is actually our entire game, at least at this point, and the level falls under the navigation here. So let's rename this. There we go. And I'm just going to call this game. That's our game node. And make sure we didn't break it. Good. Looks good. Still stuck in that old map. Let's just delete that. Make sure you delete the navigation node, the level, in the game before you delete its actual source scene down here. Like I'm deleting it there. If you do, you'll get an error here saying it's got something linked to it, so that should be a reminder for you to make sure you just go back to the game and delete it. Okay, so I've named that node game, but the scene is actually still called level. So let's change the name, let's close it, and change the name here too. I don't want it to be level.tscn. I'm going to rename it game.tscn. There we go. And we didn't break anything, right? Always good to check if you... Ah! We don't have a level. Okay, yeah, of course. Everything's going to crash. We don't have a level. Okay, so we're going to go back to navigation map. Let's generate a level. Oops. Let's go back to level generator. We'll generate a level. We got it. Navigation mesh instance. We'll bake it. Then this one's called level 3. Let's instead call this navmap1. Save the level. There we go, navmap1. We'll go back to our game, drop it in. Make sure we didn't break anything. Looks like it's working. Navigation is working, right? Yep. So now in our game, let's go to the game script. I think this is, what do we call this? We called this the main script or something. Should have just called it game. Let's do it. Let's fix it right now. Rename game. See what happens. Are we going to break anything? Okay, let's close this and reopen the game scene. And these should be together. These are like a root game scene and game script. I'm moving that. Note that I have it closed right now. And GD script, as long as you do it in the file system here, it should update all of its references. But we always want to check to make sure things work and we didn't break them. And looks good. Okay, so now in our game, in the script, game script, now let's create a new onReady var that references the nav map. We'll just call it nav map, and it's going to be the node right now we're calling navigation. Maybe we can change that later to make it clear. But the reason I want to do this is because in the ready method, I want to print that data and just see if it actually saved there. So let's print navmap dot map depth. What? Sorry, new keyboard alert. Map depth. We'll do map width, and we'll do map width. And we'll do map. What do we do? You know what? A really important one is, let's do the obstacle map. This should be that two-dimensional array. That's actually the info we're going to need for the next. Okay, so that data should already be in this new navmap 1 we created right there. So let's just run the game again and see what we print out. Null, null, nothing. Okay, didn't save it for us. That's not very helpful. Okay, so back to our level generator. And one thing we can check here in our navmap 1 scene is we can look at, this is actually just a text file, right? Let's see what data is in that text file. If you open a file explorer in the folder of your game here, and then we go into level and level generator, generated levels, and then we take a look at this map, and I'm going to open it with a text editor, and if you're on a different application you might want to find it. So we have a width and a depth, but that's the node, that's not the map width or the map depth variables we created. Those variables aren't in here. So one way to get those variables into our scene is to export them. Now we're not exporting them this time so we can manipulate them in the inspector, is we're actually just exporting them so that they'll be saved in the scene. So we're going to export, this is going to be an int, right? And this is going to be an int. And let's see if that works. Clear, we don't get any errors, do we? Oh, we get lots of errors. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is with this error that shows up here. It seems like whenever I edit my navigation node script, our navigation map template here, it just causes errors, which can be fixed by going to the level generator script and just adding a space somewhere legal, saving it, and the error goes away. I don't get it. It works though. So, and once our level generator is complete, then we're not going to have to worry about it. We're just going to be generating levels, and there won't be any errors. But while we're editing the navigation map template, it's just annoying. So now we should be able to generate our level. We get it. Let's do it let's do this one 5 by 5. Good. Navigation mesh instance. Let's bake it. Let's save it as navmap 2. And we'll go to our game. Let's delete this one. We'll drop in navmap 2 here. And what happens when we play it? Hey, look, we got it. 5-5. All right. And if you go back into the text file here and you look at navmap 2, you're going to see here external resources. Now they're going to show up here because we exported them. And that allows us to access that data. So let's go do that with the other variables we want. So for level generator, we'll go to the navigation script, and we're going to export the obstacle map. And we know this is a two-dimensional array, so I'm going to go array. This is a two-dimensional array of booleans, remember, where true means an obstacle and false means no obstacle. It's open. The map coords array is an array of these coordinate objects. So let's... And we're not actually going to be able to do this easily because this exported data is not a standard data type. It's our custom class. So we won't actually export this one. Instead, what we'll do is we'll just move over the generation of this array into the navigation map template. Godot has this really weird thing where by looking here, you have no idea what file this is from, right? Like it shows level generator here. This always confuses me, right? We're on the script tab, but what script is this? I guess if I click over here, it'll show me the navigation map. But I always find that confusing. This tab does not correspond with what script I have open. Okay, maybe we should just open the level generator. No, the navigation map scene template here, and then it's a little clearer what's going on. So in the level generator, let's go find where we fill the map coordinates array, right? And we can actually go over here and find the method. Let's go over here. This will be easier. Fill map coords array. There it is. And let's move this over. So this is using map width, map depth, which we have all that info over there. So we'll go over the navigation map. And at the bottom here, let's just put this function. Pull that back. We don't need the level in front of them anymore. Don't need the level there. Don't need the navigation in front of the chord because we're in it now. Whoopsie. Now, map width and map depth, we probably haven't set those yet because earlier I set them right when we saved the level instead of when we probably need them already set for this. So let's go back. We'll probably just get an error here. Yeah, there we go. So level generator 139. Let's go back there. Too far. 139. I'm gonna pull that back. Fill map coords array. So now that's gonna have to be level.fill map coords array, which should still give us a problem because when we go to fill the map coords array, map width and map depth are gonna be probably like null or 0. So let's, am I right? Generate map. Okay, so we know that's working. That's good. We don't have any obstacles though, which we should have. So let's go fix. That's probably related to that problem. So fill map coords array, we need to make sure we set the map width and map depth in our navigation map that we're exporting before we fill the map coords array. So before we were going to do it right before we saved, right here. So let's just get rid of those. And we'll do it right as soon as we add the level. That's as early as we can do it. That means anywhere that's trying to use it will have access to it. There we go. Things are working. Now when we export the navigation map, we'll have access to the map width, the map depth. We won't have access to the map center, which is another thing that we can move down here and just recalculate pretty easily. But we should have access to the obstacle map, which is important. So let's go back to our game. Here we're printing the obstacle map and check if it worked. So just to see here, we'll generate a new level. Let's go 3D here and let's make it a narrow level just so it's obviously different. Generate it, nav mesh, bake, save it as nav mesh, nav map 3, and then in our game we'll delete the navigation, which is our nav map, and we'll drop in number 3. And then when we hit play, hopefully, yeah, we see it there. So you can see this is a 3 by 11 list, and it goes true, false, false, and then false, false, false right there. So we'll be able to use that in our game now. We have access to that data. Back in the nav map though, we want to recalculate the map center. So where do we do that? Update map center here. So let's move that over to the navigation map. We'll put that down here. And then we don't need level there. And we don't need navigation map. And then in our level generator, let's delete that. Break things. And then, hey, Control S. Update map center doesn't exist, so now it's going to be level.update map center. That's that 3.3 error that I get sometimes, but then goes away. Okay, we can generate a new level. Good. Bake. Save. All right.